Okay, so let's bring up the Microsoft Visual Studio now. Okay, Visual Studio 2019. Okay, for those who are still installing Visual Studio or not yet have the Visual Studio installed on PC, okay, you can refer to the lecture video later. Okay. So the first thing you need to do, okay, once you fire up your Visual Studio, okay, is go to this one, create new project. Double click on it. Oops. Okay, and then you want to create a console app. Okay, click on this one, click next. Okay, and then you give it a name. Maybe you want to call it project 1, or maybe tutorial 1. Okay, I'll call it hello world. Okay, and then click create. Okay, remember you have to check this one, place solution and project in the same directory. Okay. Okay, now we are in the this what is that, IDE, right? So IDE is called Integrated Design Environment. Okay, so this is the place where you do your coding. Okay. Okay, now so this is a very simple C++ code. Okay, we have this include IO stream. Okay, and then we have this integer. This is called integer. Okay, main. Okay, main is a function name for your main function. So every C or C++ program must have this one, this code, integer main. Okay, you place your main code here. Okay, so this will be your main function. When it executes, okay, it executes the code sitting inside the main function. Okay, later on we can have sub functions. Okay, but we still have to call the sub functions from the main function. Okay, so for this one, okay, we don't want to care about the sub function first. Okay, so we want to see how the main function works first. Okay, and then we have this standard namespace. Okay, and then cout means print. Okay, print, and then hello world. So these codes here means print out this whole sentence. Okay, hello world. Okay, so this is a very simple one. Okay, then you see this green text here, right? So if you put double slash, okay, double slash, whatever is placed behind the double slash means commands. Okay, the C program, the C++ program will not run this text here. It will not recognize it as your Xcode. Okay, you just recognize it as command. That's for human use. Okay, not for the computer to run. So far, so good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So stop me if you have questions. Okay, so stop me if you have questions. It's better for me to explain it now than later. Okay, and then before this main program, okay, there's you see this code. Okay, include IO stream, include something. Okay, maybe include, okay, math. Okay, so what is this? This is actually the library. Okay, this is the library. This is a pre-compiled library. Okay, so that you can use the codes like cout. Okay, for example, if you want to use mathematics, okay, functions, you need to call math. Okay, include math.h. So this is header file. Okay, header file means like it's a library. Okay, so in that library, it contains a lot of functions. Okay, for you to use. For example, math.h, you can you can use what is that, cos, okay, sine, and so on, sine x, okay, cos x, so those mathematical functions. Okay, and then if you look at this one, okay, you see that, oh, this cout is sitting inside this standard namespace, right? So you want to shorten it, okay, you can use using namespace, okay, std, something like that, okay, and then you can take out this code here, okay. Now you've shortened it to this cout hello world, okay. And then I think this one is useless. I'll just delete it. Okay, once you've got the code done, you want to run it, right? So click on this one, local Windows debugger. Okay, click on it. Now, if you look at the console down here, okay, so far so good, and then you get this, okay, you get this console pops up, okay, it says hello world, okay. So that's the command we ask the program to execute, right? Cout hello world, okay. Now if I want to remove this one, okay, \n and see what happens. Okay, if I remove that one, I run it again, you see, okay, the empty line is gone, okay. That means this \n is actually a new line command, okay. It means that after this one, okay, prints a new line, prints an empty line, okay. If I want to have two lines, I'll do this, okay. Or if I want to have an empty line before hello world, okay, I'll do this, okay. If I run it, okay, now I have one empty line, okay, before hello world, and two empty lines after hello world, okay. So this \n is called empty sequence, okay. Whatever start with \, okay, it's called empty sequence. For example, if I want to have a tab spacing between hello and world, I'll use \t, okay. \t, this one will give me the tab spacing between hello and world, okay. Now you see I have \n, okay, that's one empty line before hello world, okay, and then between hello and world there's a tab spacing, okay, and then I have two empty lines after hello world, okay. Okay, so okay, let's proceed, okay. What if I forgot to put this semicolon, okay, at the back of my code, okay. So you immediately noticing something, you notice something, okay. So you see this, okay, you see this what is that, error indication, okay. So it will give you an error indication here, okay. That means there's something, okay, wrong with your code, okay. If you proceed to run the code, okay, you run into problems like this. It will give you an error message, okay. So there were build errors. We would like to continue and run the last successful build, okay. Click no, okay. So in the console here, okay, in the console at the bottom here, you see code, what is this, okay, and then the description part, okay, expected a semicolon, okay, and then it says syntax error, missing semicolon before this bracket, okay. Normally it will say, okay, at which line. So at line 12 there's an error, okay. You go to line 12, okay, this one, okay, but this one is correct, right? But then it says expected a semicolon, so it means that something is wrong, okay, right before the line, right before this code, right? So it should be here. Then you put a semicolon there, okay, and then you see the, what is that indication, the error indication is gone. Okay, if you run the program again, okay, you get the what is that, output, okay, like that. So this process, okay, of locating errors and fixing error is called debugging. Okay, debugging. That means we are removing the bug. Okay, debug. Okay, so error in programming we call bug, right? Okay, so this is cout. Okay, cout means print. Okay, cout means print. Okay, you have to notice. Okay, you have to notice the direction of these arrows. Okay, that means we are pushing this line. We are pushing this line to cout. Okay, we're pushing this to print it out. Okay, if you put the arrow like this, okay, immediately you get error. Okay, you get error. So this one is for in. Okay, in and cout. Okay, so a few things to remember. Okay, integer main. Okay, that's the main program. Okay, this is the main function. Okay, main function is called main. Okay, it won't work if you call it what is that, Vincent or Muhammad. Okay, it has to be main. Okay, and then okay, you return is always a good practice to put return 0 at the end of the program. Okay, return 0 means end of program. Okay, it's okay if you don't put it. Okay, it's okay if you don't put it. If you put it there, okay, that reminds you that, oh, here comes the end of the program. Okay, there's no more code running after this. Okay, so if you don't put return 0 at the end of the program, it doesn't matter, because Microsoft Visual Studio, when you compile your code, okay, it will detect, okay, whether return 0 is there or not. If it's not there, it will put a line there for you automatically. Okay, when it compiles. Okay, but it's always a good practice to put return 0. Okay, at the end of the program. Okay, so include IO stream. Okay, using namespace. Okay, remember, using namespace is very important. Okay, if you don't want to use using namespace std, okay, when you want to use cout, okay, you have to do this std :cout. Okay, you have to call cout within the namespace. Okay, sitting inside IO stream. IO stream means input output stream. Okay, this one, it has in and cout. If you want to read, okay, read user input, you use in. Okay, if you want to print the output, you use cout. Okay, so in order to use in and cout, you have to call IO stream. Okay, and in and cout are sitting inside this standard namespace. You can imagine that IO stream is a library. Okay, and then this standard namespace, okay, standard namespace is a shelf. Okay, in library you have so many shelves, right? It stores so many books in different shelves, right? And then you go to IO stream, okay, the library called IO stream, and then you go to shelf namespace, and then you get the function, you get the book, cout and in from that particular shelf. Okay, that's the analogy. Okay, anyone waiting in the right? Okay, so next thing, okay, wait, let me put the using namespace back in, namespace std, okay, like that. Okay, once I've got that, right, So C in and C out, okay. I don't want to touch C in today, okay. I just want to show you how this program works, okay. Right. Hello world. This one is done. Okay. Now let's do some maths. Okay, some simple mathematics. Okay, using this one. Okay. Let's say you want to do addition. Okay, addition. X is addition. Okay, addition. Okay. Two numbers. Okay, addition X and Y. Okay. So your Z is equal to, maybe I should put output, okay, is equal to x1, maybe x plus y, like that. Okay, so if you type, okay, output is equal to x plus y, okay, immediately you'll see this error indicator, right? So why? Because, okay, before you use the variables, okay, remember mathematics, we have variables, right? We have these dependent variables and then these two independent variables. Remember? So this one, it depends on x and y. Okay? Now in programming, you have to tell the program, okay, what these variables are. Okay? You see, identifier output is undefined. It's not defined. It doesn't know what is output, what is x, and what is y. Here you have to tell the program, okay, output is a integer, okay, int output, okay, and then x and y are also integer, integer x, integer y, okay. Okay, now it looks pretty okay now, right? But then you still have some what is that? Some green lines, okay? Green lines under this x and y. Why is that? Because these two variables are not initialized. Okay, it doesn't hold any. These two independent variables, okay, do not hold any values. Okay, so it's reminding you, okay, you should give values to these two guys. Okay, so integer x, let's say x is 1, okay, and y is 2. Okay, it should go away. Yes, now you don't see any more green lines underneath the x and y variables, right? If you run the program, what are you going to get?
One plus two, the answer of it.
Okay, actually you don't get anything. Why? Because you are only doing the calculation here, but you are not asking the program to give you the output, correct? So you have to call the program. You have to tell the program to print out the output. Okay, so this is how you do it. Cout, okay, output, like that. Okay, cout, output. This one, okay, print out the result, the output. Okay, if I run the program, okay, you see hello world, which is this line, okay, and then you do the calculation here, okay, and then it prints out the output. Okay, print out the output like this. Okay, if I want to have a new line, okay, after the output, an empty line, okay, after the output, and then you have to put like \n, like that. Okay, or \n, okay, like that. Not like this, okay. You have to put a quotation mark. Okay, \n, like that. Okay, now I get a new line, okay, after the output 3. You understand me? So this is how we use cin and cout. cout. Okay, cin. I'll talk about cin later. Okay. So now, what if I want to give I want to print out like what is that? The output is equal to 3. Okay, I want to print this whole line. Output is equal to 3. What do I need to do? Okay, so I want to put like this. Okay, I want to put like this. Okay, output. Okay, is equal to. Okay, then the spacing. Okay, output. Okay, so this means this one. Okay, whatever you put between the quotation mark. Okay, that is called a string. String. Okay, string. Okay, so that's a string. And then this one, if you don't put quotation mark, okay, to it, this is not a string. This is a variable. Okay, like this one, you just print out whatever this variable holds. Okay, variable, you can imagine it like a box. Okay, that box is called output. Okay, that box is called output. So output, okay, inside that box it contains number 3, right? It contains 3, number 3. Okay, that's how you can imagine it. Okay, so for example, like output. Okay, so output, for example, this one, integer output, means that box. Okay, that box contains an integer number. Okay, and then what number is it? So after you've done the calculation, so it should contain number 3. Okay, for example, integer x is equal to 1, means that this integer x, okay, it contains 1, number 1. Okay, this one it contains 2. Okay, it's an integer. This is how you can imagine it. Okay, and then if you put quotation mark between something, okay, that something will become a string. Okay, it becomes a sentence. Okay, so this one, I'm telling the program to print out this sentence. Okay, followed by the variable output. Okay, and then after the variable, I want to give it a empty line. Okay, so if I run the program, okay, output is equal to 3. So far so good. Okay, so if okay, I want to print out, okay, cout x plus y is equal to 3. Okay, so I will do this, x plus y equal to, okay, output, okay, and then backslash n, okay, semicolon. Okay, then I run the program. Okay, now I see x plus y is equal to 3. Okay, so this is very simple, right? So if I don't want to use backslash n, what can I use? I can use end of line. Okay. Never mind. Okay, end of line, I'll talk about it later. Okay. Now you use backslash n. Okay. I want you to familiarize with backslash n first. Okay, great. So next thing. Okay, the next thing is cin. Okay. So cin, we need to read the user input, right? So to do that, okay, I don't want to use, I don't want to assign any number, okay, to this integer x and y. Okay, we'll get the number directly from the user. Okay, so to do that, okay, after you have, before you do the calculation, you have to get user input, right? So to to do that, okay, you need to use cin, okay, this one, x, okay, like that, cin y, like that, okay, cin x and cin y, okay. So after you have done the declaration of x and y, okay, so these are called integer output, integer x, integer y, okay. So these are called variable declaration. Okay, you declare what the variables are. Okay, for example, variable output, okay, you declare it as integer, variable x, integer, variable y, integer. Okay, now you want to get the user, okay, to assign what is x and what is y. Okay, so note, okay, the direction of these arrows. Okay, so this one for cout, okay, the arrow is pointing towards cout. Okay, for cin, okay, the arrows, okay, the arrow is pointing towards the variable. Okay, so now if I run the program, okay, hello world, okay, and then you see this dash is flashing, right? It means it's waiting for your command, okay, it's waiting for your command. So this time I want to put 5, okay, and then I hit enter, okay, and then y I'll give it like 4, okay, hit enter, output is equal to 1, okay, x minus y is 1, okay, so this is cin, okay. If you notice, okay, let's run the program again. If you notice, okay, so when it's waiting for your command, you don't know, you may what is that, wondering what command it's waiting for, okay, what does the program is expecting from me, right? So this is a big problem when it comes to user friendliness of the program. Okay, when you write the program, you may know, okay, what it is expecting from you. But what if you let other users to use your program? Okay, they don't know. Okay, it's just flashing and waiting. What is this? Is this doing the computation or what? What is it waiting for, right? So to avoid this kind of problem, okay, normally, okay, before cin, okay, you need to give instruction. Okay, you want to print out the instruction. Okay, so you may want to use cout, okay, cout, and give instruction like key in what is that, value, or key in integer value for x, like that. Okay, don't forget the semicolon, okay, and then cout, okay, key in integer value for y, like that. Okay, hit run. Okay, now immediately the user knows, okay, what to do. Okay, key integer value for x, maybe it's 9. Okay, key integer value for y, now let's give it 5. Okay, output is equal to 4, x minus y is 4. Okay, so this is how you build your program. Okay, so far so good. Can you do that? Guys, so cin, cout, very simple, right? Okay, so for variables part, we have seen integer. We have seen integers, right? Okay, what if I want to have real numbers? Okay, instead of integer, real numbers means what is that? 1.321, something like that. Okay, so those are called real numbers. Okay, 1 point something something with decimal points and so on. Okay, those are called real numbers. So for real numbers, it depends on how long, okay, the what is that? How long the trailing numbers you want to get. Okay, so we can there are two what is that? Declaration for real numbers. One is called float. Okay, this is okay. One is floating point number and one is double. Okay, float and double. Okay, double. Okay, double. If you declare it as double, it has longer float. What is that? It has longer trailing numbers after the decimal point. Okay, so float, okay, is shorter. Okay, that means double. Okay, double is more accurate than float. Okay, for normal use, okay, I will use float. Okay, unless you're doing a very sophisticated what is that calculation. Okay, that requires what is that high accuracy and high precision, then I'll use double. For example, if you are doing finite element analysis or what is that computational fluid dynamics, right? So in those programs, okay, you may want to use double precision. Okay, so this one float sometimes is called single precision. Okay, single precision. Okay, this one is called double precision. Okay, so this one, okay, you can read it in the lecture notes. Okay, is there in the lecture notes. Okay, so this one I will use float as well. Okay, for integer y I will use float as well. Okay, float output, float x, float y. Okay, if I run the program, okay, so wait, it cannot be integer anymore. Key in a value for x, key in a value for y. Okay, so if you run the program, so key in a value for x, I'll use 1.23456. Value for y 3.21456. Okay, so output is equal to negative 1.98. Okay, so remember you have to declare variables before you use them. Okay, so cout, okay, for example this one, if I want to print out the numbers, okay, I key in okay, x, okay, x, this one minus, okay, y is equal, okay, to output. So this one you print the x value, and then after that you print out plus or minus. Okay, after this one you print out the y value. Okay, then you print out equal sign. Okay, then you print out the output, and then you give an empty line after the output. Okay, so if I run the program, okay, 1.23456 for x, okay, 3.21456 for y. Okay, so now I get this number for x and number for y, okay, equal to negative what is that, output. Okay, so now if you see what is that, minus, you want to put a spacing between this x and y number and the negative sign. Okay, you can put a spacing here, put a spacing here, spacing here, and spacing here. Okay, run the program again. Okay, make it look a little bit tidy. 1.23456, 3.21456, something like that. Okay, now it looks a little bit more tidy.